which is FDG PET 12 weeks after stereotactic ablative radiotherapy for stage 1 non-small cell lung cancer predicts local control. How to what?
You have to use this one for a slide.
Okay, to the forward.
Forward and backward, and this one for point.
Okay. As you know, number of patients undergoing radiotherapy has been increased over time. During 1999 to 2001, 26% of cancer patients undergone radiotherapy in the Amsterdam region, and this percentage has been increased to 42% by 2005 to 2007. Also, patients who were treated during this period, during 2005 to 2007, has higher survival benefit compared to the previous timelines. Also, we showed that in our study, stereotactic radiotherapy is an effective treatment approach over 3D-CRT in terms of overall survival for early stage non-small cell lung cancer. Adequate tumor response assessment is needed to identify patients with high risk of local failure. In case of operable patients, we can offer them immediate salvage surgery, or in case of inoperable patients, we can intensify their follow-up. And of course, imaging remains the cornerstone for this frail patient population. So, traditionally, a tumor response assessment is done by CT. In this slide, a CT shows patient with right middle lobe tumor received 60 gray in total. 12 weeks after the treatment, RECIST criteria, the radiological response shows partial response. It's based on the RECIST criteria. And however, a PET shows a complete metabolic response. There is no uptake of FDG uptake. So, PET appears to be superior in evaluating tumor response assessment than CT. And we have actually 3 possible PET applications. Either we can measure taking a pre-treatment SUFMAX value into account, or SUFMAX during the treatment, and the other option is to measure the SUFMAX after the treatment. Several authors showed that a pre-treatment SUFMAX value does not predict treatment outcome in non-small cell lung cancer treated with stereotactic radiotherapy. In our study, previous study shows that if you measure a SUFMAX value during the treatment, also does not predict treatment outcome. This is probably due to radiation-induced changes like inflammation surrounding the tumor can hamper the tumor response evaluation during the treatment. And of course, the last other option is to measure the SUFMAX after the treatment. Recently, the Healy and colleagues showed that a metabolic response can be observed at 12 weeks after the treatment. However, the prognostic value was not defined. Therefore, we determined to the prognostic value of residual FDG uptake 12 weeks after the treatment in medically inoperable patients with stage 1 non-small cell lung cancer with respect to the local control, overall survival, and disease-specific survival. For this study, we take a stage 1 non-small cell lung cancers referred to stereotactic radiotherapy having pathologically proven or growing PET positive lesion. Between November 2006 to February 2010, a total of 132 eligible patients were taken. All the patients received a 60 gray in total with a varying fractions. And the PET scans, all patients received PET scans 12 weeks after the treatment. And the PET scans were taken into European Association of Nuclear Medicine guidelines. And we analyzed these PET scans using Philips Imalytics research workstation, which is new compared to the Siemens. As you can see, the patient population generally consists of elderly people. Of the median age at diagnosis is 75 years. The median follow-up time is 17 months. The median lesion size is 25 millimeters. and the median pre-treatment standardized uptake value is 7.65, and the median post-treatment Sufmax value dropped down to 3. We need to define actually accurate cutoff. So we analyzed a range of Sufmax values from 3 to 7, and we found that a Sufmax value 5 is significant for local control and disease-specific survival. Also, when you take area under curve, the Sufmax value has the highest area under curve of 75% with a significant p-value. Therefore, we divided the patients into two categories based on the Sufmax value less than 5 and based on the Sufmax value greater than or equal to 5 into the two groups. So when you see on the Kaplan-Meier analysis for local control, the 2-year local control for patients with Sufmax value less than 5 is 97%, and patients with Sufmax value more than 5 is 79%. Also, when you take a univariate analysis into account, the Sufmax value 5 and the lesion size significantly predicted local failure, whereas on multivariate analysis, the Sufmax value 5 was the only predictor for local failure. And the 2-year disease-specific survival for patients with Sufmax value less than 5 is 91%, and 73% for Sufmax value more than 5 patient category. On univariate and multivariate analysis, the lesion size was the significant factor for disease-specific survival, and the Sufmax value 5 was borderline significant. Also, when you take the overall survival into account, the 2-year overall survival for patients with Sufmax value less than 5 is 81%, and the 62% for the patient category for the Sufmax value more than 5. Also here, the lesion size appeared to be borderline significant for overall survival, and that Sufmax value did not predict overall survival. So, in conclusion, I would like to say that a residual FDG uptake 12 weeks after the treatment predicts local control, and there is a trend for overall survival or the better overall survival and disease-specific survival if the Sufmax value is lower than 5, and we propose that a single FDG PET at 12 weeks could be used to tailor further follow-up according to the risk of the failure. I would like to thank following people for their contribution, and thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, Dr. Ballineni. We will have questions after the second presentation. So I'd like to invite Dr.